back to the Charlie Kirk Show. Hour 2 is upon us, and it's Friday, so that means if you are a member at members.charliekirk.com, that's members.charliekirk.com, you can participate in this hour and ask us questions live on this show. You see it on the lower banner there, members.charliekirk.com. And we've also got tons of emails, a ton of emails about halftime. Like, this is like the number one email topic that we get. It's like, Motorhead, Patriot, please check with Focus on the Family and Dr. Dobson's Family Talk. They've had multiple Christian players that were brave enough to share their whole story with the audience. I'm confident they'd stand on at Super Bowl Sunday. This is a halftime show with the Turning Point team and Jason Whitlock. You guys could do your own full game coverage and halftime show without ever breaking by to the national networks. What do you think? That's great. That's from Josh. Maggie, I am definitely on board for Charlie's halftime show. I love that. They just call it Charlie's halftime show. Mm-hmm. In fact, I don't even want to watch the Super Bowl, which I've always enjoyed watching until the past few years when they made it political. Maybe you can do something before and after the halftime show as well, just brainstorming, but I would rather watch a dog competition or maybe get together some of the top high school football players and they play a game. Not bad. This one's from Janet. It says, as a former San Diego longtime resident and devoted Christ follower, I vote for including Scott Turner in the show. I'm not familiar with Scott Turner. Do you know who that is? Scott Turner, San Diego?
Oh, yeah.
Like big famous...
Scott Turner is the HUD secretary.
Oh, is that? Oh, HUD. I just took a picture with him.
Yeah, he's incredible.
Whoops. I didn't realize. Yeah, that makes sense. He's a former athlete. Scott would be great. Love Scott. And his whole team is really great, too.
Have him involved. We have Burgess Owens.
Yep. What about Jordan Sparks and Gladys Knight, or Sparks and Jennifer Hudson? This is from Sandra. Well, keep these suggestions coming. Keep these suggestions coming.
I love that idea, like renaming some of this and this is something to think about. We'll talk about this with the team, but like Dick Clark's New Year's.
Oh,
we
yes.
have Charlie Kirk's Super Bowl Sunday, or I guess halftime.
No, I'm the word. But yeah, the halftime, the Charlie Kirk's halftime,
super halftime, all American, super all American, big sports.
I love that. And Roger says, there you go. Keep brainstorming those ideas. NFL players, maybe baseball, basketball, an all sports event on the true, good, and strong. And what real patriotism and masculinity looks like. Steve says everyone will be united in changing the Flickin' channel on Butt Bunny Saturday. Okay, all right. Sorry, Steve, you're feisty here. And Paul says yes to Jason Whitlock being involved in the halftime show. Can't wait. And yes, Andrew, the excellence continues. Thank you all. I love it. Thank you guys.
But we've got so many. Yeah. We were just talking with Erica about AJ McCarron.
Oh yeah, AJ McCarron has been inspired by Charlie Kirk to run for lieutenant governor of Alabama, right?
So you got AJ, you've got Harrison Butker,
you got Brett Favre. Brett Favre and Charlie were close.
Herschel Walker, who's now Ambassador Walker.
Yeah, dude. There's a lot of sports guys. Because you know what Jason was talking about is that sports bring out this muscular Christianity, this muscular faith. You don't have to be a perfect person or believe that you don't even have to be like a Christian, really. I mean, we want you to come. There's going to be worship. We're definitely going to include worship. There's going to be rock music, country music. We're going to have a smattering of these genres, but you don't have to be clean as a driven snow. We want all to come, one and all, and just celebrate the things that make this country great and strong. That's the whole point.
And we would be remiss to not talk about Antonio Brown, who is
Antonio Brown would come.
AB, have AB, and he brought out Le'Veon Bell, who was out there with us registering voters. On
we should do like a whole flag football game with all the players. We could do the softball game.
It could be better than we can't say the term that they use for the All-Star game that they use.
The Super All-Star game?
Yeah, the Super All-Star game. But we could do our own version.
Celebrity Super.
No, because everybody hates that All-Star game that the NFL runs. We can't. I don't even know if we're allowed to use. I don't know if we're allowed to even talk about it.
Held in Hawaii.
Yeah, that's often. Everybody hates that. We could do our own version of that too.
Well, let's crawl before we walk. Maybe that's year 2. We have Adrian. Adrian, you are calling into the Charlie Kirk Show. Members.charliekirk.com to join. So please, you guys help us keep the lights on and help us secure our future. So please join members@charliekirk.com. Adrian, what is your question?
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Talk to me about this King's rally. There's just a bunch of old people, and I say that loosely because I'm on that side of it. But why are they so unhappy? They just got a COLA adjustment for their Social Security. The stock market's been great for their whole life, basically. They own their own homes. I just don't know what they're so unhappy about.
I mean, listen, are you trying to get me in trouble again with some of our audience members? I will tell you. So I just have to take a step back because Charlie used to get infuriated about this. If he ever said anything about the over 65 crowd, he would just get blown up in the emails. And it's crazy because the people that watch this show and listen on to this show on radio and podcasting, they're the good guys. They're the ones that get it, that we love you, obviously. We love all of you. And so, but there is a thing of certain older generations where they feel sort of like I'm not being respectful to my elders, or that Charlie wasn't being respectful to the to his elders. I don't know what it is because, I'm a millennial. Charlie was a millennial, and, we have Gen Z all out in the bullpen out here. And we're used to saying, good and bad things about our generations because all generations are a mix, right? They have different tendencies, maybe different characteristics generation by generation, but there is a tendency to want to defend an entire generation when you get above a certain age threshold, let's just say. And I don't understand that because I have been called all kinds of nasty names my whole life for being a millennial. And Tyler, you're a millennial as well, so we both get it. And by the way, we share those critiques. But that doesn't mean that we share those values. We're conservatives. We hope more of our millennial brethren and sisters will become conservatives.
Well, what's really weird is that what we've seen is that millennials, when we were younger, acted like what boomers are acting like now.
Oh, you said the word.
When they're older.
Word.
I know, but
I love boomers.
but here,
I love boomers.
No, but this is boomers need to embrace this and fix it, right? Which is that millennials are fixing the problems that we had started. We had
Gen Z is big time.
We had these highly environmentalist millennials. We had all of these protest millennials. Now we're seeing protest boomers, and it's a very weird thing because you're exactly right. Is that everyone that you see that's out at these rallies is like usually an old lady.
Well, I think what it is
for the most part.
Yeah, you get this even on the GOP where you're asking for volunteers. This is what makes Turning Point Action so exceptional, is because we'll do these volunteer drives for ballot chasing and things like that, and we'll get a lot of young people. So it's visually just a lot of the reporters are like, wow, this is a bunch of young people. But traditionally, you get a lot of older people because they're retired.
Yep.
They have time on their hands. They understand life in a bigger way, and they understand the stakes that are at play. But also, I think there is a thing, and you mentioned they got the cost of living, the stock adjustment on their Social Security. The stock market is up, like I think the S&P 500 is up 36% since the tariff apocalypse, Adrian. And so, yeah, their 401ks are looking good. Their retirements are looking good. They've got their homes probably all paid off, and they got time on their hands. They're retired. And here's the other thing. I think that boomers, left-wing hippie boomers, not the ones in this audience. We love you guys. But the hippie boomers, they want to relive the glory days of the 1960s and the civil rights era and the protesting, the marching in the streets and the burning the bras and all the things. And they believe that the younger generation has lacked that sort of gumption, that inspiration. And they're just excited to get back out there and march against somebody they've been told is evil, and namely that's Donald Trump. He's been called Hitler, a fascist, an authoritarian, a dictator, a racist, all the things. And they go on Facebook, and all their friends reinforce those lies. And so they think that they have this righteous cause, and frankly, they're the ones that have all the time. Meanwhile, the young people can't afford rent, they can't afford their food, they're depressed, they're riddled with anxiety medication. And they just can't get off the couch because what does it all mean? The nihilism has set in. We're going to keep going in the break because this is fun with Adrian. We'll be right back.